right. So, sitting in your chair, tailbone rooted down, feet hip width apart, all 3 points of your foot above the big toe, above the little toe, and your heel planted firmly. Lift your toes, make sure you're rooting down in the feet and not in the toes. Hip width apart, knees stacked directly over your feet, tailbone down. So roll your pelvis down so you're not inverting your spine. So tailbone down, shoulders back and down, rib cage tucked in, ears over your shoulders, crown reaching toward the ceiling, and arms up and reaching out and down. You can do that 3 to 5 times. Once you've done that 3 to 5 times, we're going to bring right hand, left knee, left hand behind you, and twist. Inhale a little bit, and then inhale to 5, and then release a little bit deeper on your exhale. The goal is keeping your tailbone facing forward, twisting just your upper body. One more breath here. Inhale and twist. Inhale, center, and other side. Left hand on the outside of the right knee, right hand behind you, making sure you're not caving your leg in. You want to keep your legs facing forward. You can engage your quads to keep your knees forward so the knees don't turn in. The knees turn in, that's also going to put pressure on the hips. So engage those quads and twist. Twisting only the upper body. With each exhale, trying to go a little bit deeper in your twist for your shoulders to go toward the wall. Inhale, coming back to center. Hands on the tops of your thighs. We're going to open up the heart and do some cat-cow. So opening up, inverting the spine, opening up your chest, lifting your chin, and then exhale, rounding out in cat, rounding out as deeply as you can. Inhale, come back to center, right hand, left leg, left hand behind you, twist. Inhale, left hand, right side, and twist. Do that sequence one more time, opening up and rounding out. Inhaling, come to center, check your alignment. Right hand, left knee, left hand behind, twist. And other side, left hand, right knee, and twist. Coming back to center, and left hand is going to go either straight down, or you can grasp your chair. If you have something to hold on to here, you can rest your hand on your chair here, and then right arm is going to come up overhead, bicep over the ear, and hinge to the side. You can be gazing down. 3 breaths. Reaching that right hand toward the wall. So one more. Inhale to the count of 5. Filling the diaphragm. Exhale, draw navel to the spine. Inhale up. And other side. Inhale up, and we're going to take a forward fold. You can use your block here, place it between your legs at whichever level, right between your feet, whichever level. The purpose of this is to raise the floor to make it more accessible. Use a blanket or a pillow when you don't have a block available. So blanket or pillow will work just as well here. It's just the goal is to help you raise the floor. We're going to hinge forward. Check, make sure feet are hip width apart, and hinging forward, shoulders back and down. Go just as deeply as you can, comfortably, resting your hands on the block. That may be right here, and that's totally fine. You don't want to go too deeply because you want those muscles to relax and not be overstretched where they're tightening and fighting against you. And then just kind of move, listen to your body. Take a few breaths, stretching. And then maybe go just a little bit deeper. Maybe you can turn the block and go a little bit deeper. And then just rest in a forward fold for 2 more breaths. Inhale, arms all the way up, out to the side and down. Move the block. We're going to straighten the left leg. Right leg, you're going to cross over the left. So left leg is still. Your ankle is stacked below your knee, which is stacked below your hip. And you're going to draw your right leg up as far as the knee. And then back down. Coming up, really now trying to get that outward rotation of your thigh. You're going to really feel this in that hip flexor. And then one more time. On the 3rd time, see if you can get your ankle above the knee. If you can, bend your knee and let your right knee just kind of fall open. You may be right here, and that's totally fine. It's just wherever it's accessible for you, the goal is we'll continue to open it more and more. And you can't get your foot above the knee, and it's still right here, that's fine. Keeping this leg bent, you can lean forward. That'll really work on the hamstring on this leg. We'll do that on the other side as well. One more breath here. And then coming back, straightening that leg and slowly bringing that right foot down. Same thing, right foot, making sure those joints are stacked. Left leg coming up, stopping. Opening up that thigh a little bit and coming back down. Again. And on your 3rd time, coming up. If you can bring it up above the knee, do so. Opening it up in a figure 4. Again, right here. That's okay. You don't want too much of a stretch because you don't want your body to fight against it. Only go as deeply as you can. And then hinging forward. Take a few breaths here. And then coming back up. I'm going to show you warrior poses because these can be done on your bed, sitting on the edge of your bed. As well as in a chair. So I'm going to show you these. You can do these standing or seated. So for warrior 1, you're going to turn in your chair facing sideways. Left leg is going to be hanging off. Right leg bent. So knee bent over the center of the foot. Left leg is going to come behind you, obviously off the chair at a 45 to a 90-degree angle. Arms up. We're in warrior 1. You're going to really feel this in the psoas muscle right back here. This is one of your most important hip flexor muscles that connect all the way through the glute and come around to the front. You can hold this pose as long as you want, and then reaching your hands behind you, opening up those scalenes, stretching those shoulders, thumb side of your hands together, coming forward in humble warrior. Reaching, keep your arms right here if extending them up at all takes the thumb side together. So only come up as deeply as you can, keeping thumb side together. And again, holding it as long as you like. Coming back up. We're going to open up into Warrior Two. So I'm showing you all of these. You don't have to do all of them at any one time, obviously. Arms up. We're going to turn hips. So you're going to have to kind of adjust yourself. Hips, shoulders facing the front. Your right leg is going to, you're not going to be able to have it, you're not facing it. So it's going to be off the, in front of the chair a little bit. Your tailbone, you're going to keep your seat on the chair on the right side. But hips, ribcage, shoulders facing in front of you. Arms fully extended, gazing over your front hand. Making sure your foot's going to be kind of at an angle here because you don't want to tweak the knee or the hip. So since you're kind of at an angle, also have the foot at an angle so the knee is over it. And then reverse. Opening up this side body. And again, holding these poses as long as you'd like. And then come into extended side angle. Elbow to the knee. Left arm overhead, bicep over the ear, drawing a straight line. And then you can extend extended side angle a little bit deeper, using your block to raise the floor as needed. So put the block in front of your foot. You can rest your hand on the block. Left arm up in the air, so drawing a straight line with your arms. You can come down, do the block at whatever level. Eventually, the goal will be to get your hand flat on the floor. Take several breaths here. It's a wonderful pose for those external obliques, which attach to those hips. And then turning our feet, bringing that left arm down, not as far as we did with Goddess, but coming into Open A. We didn't even do Goddess. So we're going to do Goddess after we do these on the other side. So coming up, we're just going to go through them quickly on the other side. So coming into Warrior One first. Hips, shoulders facing the wall in front of you. Leg, this whole leg is going to be on the chair, arms up. You should really feel this pull back in here. That's going to really help the hip flexors and the glutes. And then from there, bringing your arms back, reaching them down, opening the scalenes, making sure shoulders are back and down. And then hinging forward into Humble Warrior. Lifting your arms, only keeping thumb side together. So if you're right here, that's great. From Humble Warrior, coming up. Remember, we have to move this leg out a little bit. So it's just going to be our tailbone on this left side. Hips, shoulders facing forward. Going into Warrior Two. And reverse. The The key is wherever your foot is facing, make sure your knee is facing in the same direction. Extended side angle, palm up, elbow on your leg, drawing a straight line from your foot to your fingertip. And then we're going to change extended side angle. You can use your block, left arm or right arm up, left arm down on your block, or eventually to the floor. Drawing a straight line, gazing down or up if it's accessible, tucking your chin in and then gazing up. And then bringing the left arm down, turning, coming into seated open egg. Walk your legs out as far as you can comfortably and then come up to seated. So we have an outward rotation of both thighs. Your feet are pointing out at an angle. Knees should be stacked over the feet so as not to put too much stress on them. Arms up and bring your arms down into cactus. So this is seated goddess pose. You can do this standing in a squat. Breathe. Check, make sure your elbows are shoulder height, and then you draw a straight line from your shoulders out to your elbows. And we're going to inhale, and again, you can hold this pose for as many breaths as you'd like. Inhale, bringing your arms together, walking your feet in so that feet are hip width apart. Opening just your arms, reaching your elbows beyond the shoulders, drawing your shoulder blades together. Inhale and then exhale. Draw your fingers together. Arms fully engaged. So this is not a resting pose. Your arms should be fully engaged and through your back, the trapezoids, all of it. So opening up again. Reach. One breath. And coming back together and hands at heart center. Take a forward fold, however feels best to you. Again, you can use your block to raise the floor for your hands if necessary. Just listen to your body because you don't want to push too hard. Okay, so come up. We're going to do seated breath of joy. So we're going to come up and we're going to inhale to the count of 5. Bring your arms out in front of you. Inhaling still, out to the side. Up, exhale to the count of 10, bringing your arms all the way down. Inhale. Out, up. Exhale. Draw that navel to the spine. Check your alignment, crown reaching toward the ceiling. Again, inhaling. Exhale. And you can do that 3 to 5 times. Seated here in your chair, just to do a little bit of ab work, which is going to help strengthen those hips. We're going to go into staff position at the level at which you can. So put your feet out in front of you, heels on the mat, and using hands to the mat, or I'm sorry, hands to your chair, okay, as if you're sitting in staff. We're going to lift your feet off the mat. You're going to allow yourself to go back at a 45-degree angle. So this is almost like a modified boat pose. And just hold. Just hold for a couple of breaths. And down. Do that 2 or 3 more times. And then bring your feet back in. and forward fold, rounding out your crown, and relax. Use this as your final resting pose. Breathing deeply, allowing yourself to rest.